Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kembali lagi di channel Gambas LJ. Ini ada video yang sangat gokil dan sangat super keren dan sangat wow, karena di momen ini Pak Prabowo mengenalkan produk-produk Indonesia yang sepertinya dari singkong dan juga lain sebagainya, dan diolah menjadi sebuah atau menjadi makanan seperti mie goreng dan yang lainnya, dan ini disampaikan di forum internasional, guys. Oke, kita simak, gas.
This is already in production by our entrepreneurs. We are producing pasta from cassava.
Cassava. Apa ini, guys?
Instant noodles. Rasa mie goreng.
Mie goreng, guys, keren. Indonesia nih, guys. Super power.
Cassava, singkong. This Korean beef mushroom, cassava. We can produce bioethanol. We can produce alcohol, vitamin, bioflavonate, other products, bioplastics, glue, explosives, feed for cattle. Cassava, very efficient. We have seen that. Health benefits, 100% gluten-free. Low glycemic index. High in iron and calcium.
Kalsium, singkong.
I continue.
Cassava itu.
I think I've taken a lot of the time.
Cassava
Cassava products already in the Indonesian market. Here we also see we already have the patents for modified cassava. We call it mocaf. We also have the intellectual property rights for the industrial processes.
Okay.
There's already a factory in Bangka producing cassava. I hope the inventor of mocaf, Professor Subagio, please stand up. I hope he's the cassava professor, I think the foremost in the world, working many years in Nigeria, in many parts of the world. And we see they're producing processes. There's also Mr. Fidrianto, an entrepreneur, a courageous entrepreneur who pioneered the industrial production of mocaf.
Okay, siapa?
So we also now starting producing our logistics strategic reserve. So let me conclude by how I see Indonesia's future role. I think we will be the #1 exporter of wheat flour equivalent, mocaf, from cassava. We will also be the #1 exporter of sustainable marine aquaculture production. We will be the #1 exporter of sustainable shrimp aquaculture production. We do not want to deplete the natural fish. We have to preserve it because we are the breeding ground for many of the fish of the world. We will also be the #1 exporter of sustainable lobster aquaculture production. So we will be in the forefront to produce protein and calorie in the world. We want to be a factor in solving global insecurity threat, and we invite partners from all over the world to join in. Can you imagine 16 million hectares, how many combined harvesters, how many tractors, how many silos, how many railroads, how many harbors, how many technologies, how many scientists, how many water engineers that we can accept and we can absorb. So we are open. We invite all partners from around the world that I think we can be a factor for growth. Indonesia can perhaps be an additional factor in the growth of the world economy and in really providing solutions to overcome world hunger. In conclusion, you see, they do not give coffee here for me. If they give coffee, maybe I speak for another 2 hours.
Well, it's
It is my opinion that I hold very strong
strongest.
to successfully handle the challenge. We need global peace and we need global partnership. We have to work together. If we can come to this, if we can reach out to our adversaries,
Okay.
if we can overcome past mistakes, if we can
Just stick bareng, guys.
admit to ourselves that perhaps we have made some mistakes, and we can work in a global partnership, I think we can solve the problem. But, as I mentioned, in any country, without the cohesion, without the unity, without compromise, without cooperation amongst the national elite, there can be no national prosperity. To have prosperity, we need peace. That is the lesson of mankind history.
Okay.
I was a former soldier. I know the ravages of conflict. There is no benefit to war and conflict. Sometimes we are forced to. But as a former soldier, I realize we must avoid conflict. That does not mean that we must be defenseless. No. Apparently, humans as a species are very prone to domination and to take what is in front of them that is not protected and defended. That's the human nature. I think that concludes my remarks. Let us work together to achieve understanding, compromise. Hopefully, in this G20 in Bali, the name of Bali, of the Balinese people is Pulau Dewata, the island of the gods. So, we hope that there will be magic and miracles in the island of the gods. Let us work for peace and prosperity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin, itu tadi apa ya, pidato Pak Prabowo yang mengenalkan produk-produk Indonesia dari Singkong di acara di luar negeri, guys, di acara forum internasional. Dan itulah mungkin cara kecintaannya Pak Prabowo kepada Indonesia dan apa ya, produk-produk yang ada di Indonesia, dan dikenalkan dan dijelaskan secara rinci ini apa dasarnya dan ini apa ya diolahnya dan ini jadi apa, jadi gini. Dan semoga di era nanti, di era Pak Prabowo memimpin Indonesia kita di bawah Pak Prabowo menjadi lebih maju, dan dari sektor tani apa terus peternak, dan juga sektor dagang dari produk-produk Indonesia, guys. Semoga dengan tayangan tadi bisa menambah wawasan dan ilmu tentang global dan juga tentang politik, Nahdlatul Ulama, dan juga Indonesia makin maju, kiai-kiai kita. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam merdeka.